The Avenger.
The road to crime ends in a trap that justice sets. Crime does not pay.